Hey guys, Paul Piper here in the studio. I want to welcome you to our first episode of Drum Talk with Paul. And basically, what I want to do is I want to go over a few basic things that what I do as far as doing a show, recording a drum session, what I do before I do all that, and basically what it comes down to this is your warm-ups, certain rudimental exercises, stuff like that. And when I do this, I also want to convey to drum students the same thing, because basically my purpose for doing this is I am in the middle of a drum student drive. I just want to make sure to get this video out there, and I do welcome any shares, or also be sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I'll also put that out there as well. But let me just kind of tell you briefly what I do when I attack the drums, both musically and rhythmically. Whether I'm playing just a freestyle thing or with a track, or just having fun, just whatever you want to do. So basically what I go over through students is basically what is their reasons for doing drum lessons. I always like to ask why they're wanting to do drum lessons. A lot of them say they want to get better at their craft. A lot of them say they just want to do it as a hobby, just to say they did it. Some of them are just wanting to do it to go pro. They want to go for it. And I said, well, that's great. So here's what I tell students. First of all, we got to start from the basics. But before I say that, I always like to analyze what they're doing. So if I'm starting out with a new drum student, I want to see how they're holding their sticks, how they use proper technique, whether it's traditional or match. How they do it on the snare, how they go around the kit, how their posture is, how they're sitting, how their snare drum height is. Very important. Snare drum height to me should be level with your hips. Because if you have it too low, rudimentally, technique-wise, you're gonna have trouble doing what you need to do. And if it's too high, you're gonna have a lot of trouble doing what you want to do as well. So when I go through drumming techniques with students, I always want to let them know that first of all, there are certain warm-ups that we do. We go through some of the basic rudiments as far as your single stroke rolls, your double stroke rolls, your flams, your paradiddles, your double paradiddles, just anything like that we can help to warm up your arms and your legs. And believe it or not, your brain has a lot to do with it as well. Scientifically, we all know that the right side of your brain connects with your left side of the body, left side of your brain connects with your right side of the body. So when you're attacking the drums, you want to make sure that you are equally working on both sides. A lot of drummers don't do this, but it's a thing called ambidextrous drumming. Basically, you want to get good playing right-handed just as good as you want to play left-handed. There's some books out there. Gary Chester is another book. He has two books that teaches that very thing. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that book, go take a look at that and learn some of the stuff out of there. Some books that I like to go through with students is also Syncopation by Ted Reed. There's some double bass books that I like to do. I'm working on one now from a drummer named Colin Bailey. Very good stuff, and I'll demonstrate some of that in some of the later episodes of this showing. But again, when I work with students, we talk about warm-ups, we talk about rudiments, we talk about being versatile. Don't come in thinking you just want to play rock and roll. That's great, but here's what my drum teacher always told me when I was younger. He goes, first of all, I have a question for you. Do you want that phone to ring more as far as getting gigs and shows? I said, yeah, I would love that phone to ring some more. He says, here's how you make that phone ring. You get versatile. You learn everything you need to know about drumming. You learn every style of drumming: Latin, jazz, rock, country, fusion, jazz, electric jazz. Just any style of drumming that you can get your hands on, learn it, get good at it, because once you start to embrace all the different styles of drumming and people start knowing that, they're going to start calling you. So learn everything you can about drumming. I think one week I did a country gig. I do a lot of country stuff around town. Also, when I'm out with Michael Martin Murphy, we do a lot of cool stuff out there. But when I'm around town, we do jazz, we do country, we do rock, a lot of blues gigs. My point is that if you learn your craft not only well, but also get good at every different style of drumming you can, that phone will ring. So I want to talk a little bit about the studio itself. I want to make sure that when I teach a lesson, I want that student to have a person-to-person experience, being that we won't be able to do a person-to-person lesson due to some pandemic issues that we've been going through over the past year. This was actually one of my biggest motivations, was to start figuring out a way to do these online lessons and make sure that the student can see exactly what they want to see when they're learning different things on the drums. So I have a multi-camera setup in here. The one that you're looking at now over there. I also usually have one over here, so if I need to talk to the student face to face, I can do that. And I have, of course, the one above me, which shows the top view of the kit. And I will be having another one down near the feet, so if a student wants to see different foot techniques that we do, that's another thing that we can do. Also, not only the camera angles, but the audio. I want to make sure the audio is coming across very nice, clear. I do a little mixing and a little enhancing on this side of the deal, just to make sure that that student is getting what they want to listen to as far as the audio. So if I did, I'll show you what I'm saying. So usually when I do a drum example for a drum lesson and I don't use any of the gear, then they're going to hear a room recording, which is pretty obnoxious for you drummers that know that when you record in a live room, it gets pretty crazy. So I'll show you what I'm saying. So I've mic'd the kit up, I have the audio mixed to where hopefully it'll come across good for you. But when we're doing drum lessons, I want the student to be able to hear the actual voicings of the kit. So again, I want to make sure that the audio comes across where it needs to come across, so that student can hear exactly what they're hearing when they're doing their drum lesson on the other end, whether it's anywhere in the US or even out of the country. I want to be able to deliver that experience for that student so they can see exactly what they're wanting to do. Also want to demonstrate different audio examples for students. So I have some examples back here that I'll play along. So if they want to know what a shuffle sounds like, if they want to know what a rock groove sounds like, some jazz sounds like, there's just different things that I can show them as far as the audio part. So here we go. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me today on episode 1 of Drum Talk with Paul. I'm going to have some more episodes coming up in the future. We're going to try and do one every week. I'll keep you posted on what night and what time that's going to be. But again, just to recap, we went through warm-ups, rudimental exercises, freestyle, drum freestyle, different versatility methods, and some of the audio stuff, the studio setup, camera setup, and audio setup. But the next episode, we're going to focus on some precise styles of drumming. Like one show, I'll probably focus on rudiments and how important they are. And then we'll start working on different drum styles as we progress through the weeks. But again, my name is Paul Piper. If you want if you have any questions, feel free to go to the website www.prpproductions.net. Again, that's www.prpproductions.net, and you'll see a couple of links, one for studio and one for the school. Again, thank you for joining me today, y'all. Happy drumming. Take care.